Nicky Mates, we are back. We are better than ever. This is the Pantry Boys, our favorite time of the week. And folks, we only hope that it's your favorite time of the week here. Doozy of an episode, a lot of food out there in the world, Meats, a lot to talk about.
A ton to talk about, and a ton to talk about with our guest that we're bringing on today, Joe Santagato. First off, I know we say this every episode, but the feedback, the stories, the mentions, the DMs, we cannot thank you enough for the engagement that we've been getting on the pod. The side by sides, it really goes to show that everybody has a passion for food and everybody's a pantry boy and pantry girl. We just got to pull it out of you.
Even Cody Jones, even Cody Jones somehow,
who hates Italian food and finds food as a chore, still is a purebred pantry boy because we were able to get it out of him. Listen, irregardless of all that, we got Joe Santagato coming on. He is a YouTube, he's a content creator on YouTube.
Yeah, he's a content creator. For me, he was like one of the first people that I think has really kind of paved the way to make this like a full-time job. Like he was doing the YouTube videos. He has a huge YouTube presence. Instagram, he's got about 1 million followers. He's just, I guess you could say, a comedian. Meets.
I think he's a comedian. I mean, he honestly, he reminds me a lot about of like you and me in a sense. Like I remember he just records like everyday things and just like makes them funny. He's got a very funny friend group. He started his own podcast. I forget the Basement Yard is a podcast he does, hysterical. Daniel Prior's in that group, and he was just like kind of like one of the OG content creators, but like raw, unedited, funny stuff. Like,
I'll tell you, Meats, I think that's a good way to put it. He's one of the OG content creators and stuck. Never signed with another company, just kind of did his own thing and made a living out of it.
Did his own thing. I remember watching, he has this series where he did like Mad Libs with his brother. And I forget how it goes, but it's just like hysterical. I think he's just funny in himself. I think he's got a very like funny personality, and then pair it with the people around him. He started recording content. People loved it. And now he's doing really well for himself. So we're going to bring him on. There's no way he's not a foodie. No way.
Gotta be a foodie. Gotta be a foodie.
No way that this guy has the following that he has, creates the content that he does, and is not a foodie. You ever just feel it?
You know, like you know, when you know, there's been some people that come on where we don't know what we're gonna get.
No idea. I know for a
no fact. Idea. You would think that Joe Santagato really does know. He's in New York City, so we got a city slicker here. Without further ado, Nicky Meats, let's go ahead and bring on the big cat himself. Then we get into our takes and voicemails. Here is Joe Santagato.
Joe, we were just gonna leave you right in the dust. We said we're just gonna
pranked.
We're just not even gonna show up for the guy.
What is that? Are you gonna sit on that, or is that a microphone?
He's already firing.
He's already coming in hot.
He's already firing. Nicky Meats. There he is. He's back. He's back up and at him. Mr.
Oh yeah, you guys did the Brilliant Dumb Show, right?
Yeah, and you know what, Meats? You're always the guy that says this guy speaks the language. This is me telling you that Joe Santagato speaks the language.
And that's a big statement. No, that's a big statement coming out of Bob. Bob, I trust Bob's opinion. I value his opinion. I've been the one grabbing the guest, Joe. And when I say someone speaks the language, I mean, I'm batting 1,000 right now. So don't fuck it up. All right.
All right, you got no problem. I'll fuck this up real quick.
Bar said hi for you. Now, Joe, he was Nicky Meats. I had him on the show the other day. He was ready to fire out the takes right then and there. He came on.
But that's just the lure of the Pantry Boys. Everyone's so excited to come on and bring their take that they can't help it. He just got a glimpse of you. He's like, well, what do you think about nachos? You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was ready to go right away. Now, Joe, you know the drill here, right? Hot take, cold take. We like talking food. You like talking food.
You know what it is? There's a take that I've had for some years now, and recently in the past week, it's come up twice with two different sets of people. But I've been sticking to it for so many years, and I get into screaming matches about it all the time.
I got a feeling we got a very, very, very hot takes here. They come.
Well,
I got a feeling this could go really south, or this could work out very well.
No, because let me just ask a precursor question because it does deal with cereal. Okay.
Or we love talking cereal.
Love talking cereal.
Good. So, what's your favorite cereals? Both of you. Like, what is it?
Great. Go ahead.
Bob.
You want me to start it off? I would go. I think the best number one cereal out there would be Reese's Puffs.
Okay.
Jesus. And judging from that reaction, Joe, I don't know what the fuck you got going on in your head with your favorite cereal, but my favorite cereal is Cinnamon Toast Crunch, followed up by Honey Nut Cheerios.
Ooh, wow, second place. That's big. But Cinnamon Toast Crunch
Honey Nut gets the second spot out of you. That
Reese's Puffs. I mean, that's what happened when you were growing up. You were just allowed to eat candy at dinner time. Like, no one gave a shit. It was just crazy.
I think it bite for bite, one of the best cereals out there. I do. Bite for bite,
pound for pound,
pound for pound, pound for pound, bite for bite.
But we were talking about this last week, Joe, about a first half and a second half cereal, and Reese's Puffs is a very strong first half cereal. But the reason I got Honey Nut Cheerios in my top 3, which it comes in at number 2, is because it's a full game cereal.
It's got milk. The milk is so good with a Honey Nut Cheerio.
Yes, yes. I didn't know where you were going with the milk. I was saying to myself, doesn't every cereal have fucking milk? But
like a good tasting milk.
Yes. At the end, but so is the Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Oh, they got that's the best milk.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch. That's what we were talking about last week.
Frosted Flakes milk.
Yes, but that's not a second half cereal. Once you get it done you got to get it done in the first half.
You need the crunch.
Exactly. And then
you guys this might not be hot. I mean, it's hot compared to other people, but I don't know how you feel about this. But my hot take, I guess, is hot. For me, it just is obvious. Is Lucky Charms is fucking dog shit. And it's not a good cereal. It's the most overrated cereal of all time.
Whoa.
It's not even close.
Whoa,
so many people.
Santagato, you're gonna ruffle a lot of feathers here.
Dude, I asked so many people, what's your favorite cereal? They say Lucky Charms, and I just fucking slammed the table, and I'm like, it's disgusting. You've been tricked. It's big cereal propaganda.
Okay.
If I may, Nicky Meats, I'm going to start off, and I'm for sure there are going to be some feathers that Joe Santagato just ruffled up a little bit.
Oh yeah, big time.
But here's what I will say with the Lucky Charms: if you take the marshmallow out of there, they're screwed.
Right, but that's the point of the fucking cereal is that they got the charms in there.
Totally.
But they don't.
But I do.
It's like the way you eat that is how you would walk through a fucking minefield. You take out the fucking marshmallows and you just left with bullshit.
But Joe, that's why they call it the Lucky Charms, because you're lucky when you find the fucking charm in the cereal. The rest of the cereal's got to taste like dog shit because you're looking for the marshmallow. And don't tell me, Mr. Santagato, when you have a bowl of Lucky Charms and you get the charm, that you don't immediately smile from ear to ear. Don't tell me that.
And are you also?
It's candy, of course. But this is what I'm saying. A lot of cereals got this fucking, marshmallows in it. Whatever. Why?
But nothing like the Lucky Charm. Not like the Lucky Charm.
The Lucky Charm is the go to the marshmallow.
It's the go to the marshmallow. It's the go to the marshmallow.
The go to the And now, Mr. Santagato, what I almost feel is, I think you do like Lucky Charms. You would eat it. I think you find it overrated is what I think you're going with here.
Yes, it's wildly overrated. But I'm going to tell you this. There's a lot of cereals, and some of them people would be like, what? That I would rather have because I think it has more like a shit cereal. Like not like a
like Ezekiel? Like you would rather eat Ezekiel?
What the fuck is that?
What the hell is Ezekiel?
You've never heard of Ezekiel?
No.
Ezekiel.
What kind of Amish cereal are you fucking eating?
I'm telling you, Joe. He comes out with things that I have never.
You never heard of Jebediah?
I don't.
Ezekiel cereal is like a grain cereal. It's like it tastes like paint. Like it tastes like you're eating paint, but it's very healthy for you in the body, and it's very It's got no flavor. It's very bland, but like it's one of those healthy cereals, and that's where I thought you were going with that.
No, not that crazy.
Shit cereal. That's Ezekiel's the first thing that came to mind.
I meant like a middle of the pack, like a Golden Grams or some shit.
Okay, well, if you think Golden Grams is in the middle of the pack, then we are way.
Well, I'm trying to, cause there's at the top we got fucking we got Cinnamon Toast Crunch up there
at number 1.
Wow, agreement here out of you two. Look at that.
I would say that. I would say Cinnamon Toast is probably like the overall. And then you got Captain Crunch Berries.
Sure.
Okay.
Those motherfuckers.
Crunch
Sure.
Berries. No one thinks that. I would say it's an underrated cereal. Honestly, I don't think it gets enough credit.
That's a good. People, and this is why I want to like punch my friends in the face because they talk about Captain Crunch like, oh, it cuts the roof of my mouth. I'm like, grow up.
Yeah.
Be an adult.
I agree.
But now I love Captain Crunch. It does rough up the top layer.
Cut my tongue in half. I don't care. It's so good.
It does rough it up. Now, what's amazing with Captain Crunch though is every expansion that they have done to where Captain Crunch with the berries,
I love you,
peanut butter, Captain
Yeah.
Crunch. Every expansion that the captain has done has been an absolute smash hit.
It's a good franchise. They know what to do over there.
The captain is steering more than one ship at the moment, and he's steering them all in the right direction.
And then you got Apple Jacks is up there. Not that up there, but they're good. I love Apple
Doesn't
Jacks.
get talked about enough. Yeah,
Underrated.
Underrated cereal.
very
Apple
much
Jacks
so.
is very
Flies under the
underrated
radar.
cereal.
Very much
Fruity
so.
Pebbles.
Okay,
That's
here's
Mickey
okay.
D's cereal. I don't get it.
Okay. Fruity Pebbles is a great cereal, but it's not even a first half cereal. It's a first quarter cereal. We were talking about this last week. It doesn't really go past the first quarter. It needs, you know what
It
it's
gets
like?
wet fast.
It
like
does.
soggy.
It's like Shohei. You watch baseball?
Yeah.
Okay, Shohei Ohtani. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I know him?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't know. You think Golden Grams is a mediocre cereal, so I wasn't sure. But when Shohei comes in for the first inning, he's throwing 102. You know what I mean? That's what a Fruity Pebble does. By inning 4, Shohei's throwing 96. You know what I'm saying? By the time you're done eating that, by the time you get to the second quarter, the 5th inning, the Fruity Pebbles is only throwing 93, if that. You know what I mean? That's why you gotta shovel it in. Though.
It gets dominated. I would like to see it stand up to the milk a lot better than it does.
It's like it's a weakened immune system. It
Yeah,
can't. No, it is. Too much milk. It's done.
Yeah, it gets dominated by the milk.
This, just to circle it back to Lucky Charms for a second. I don't know when. Like this is like okay. When you want to talk about a first quarter fucking cereal, you put this in the bowl. The fucking grainy, whatever the fuck, everyone can just admit that's bullshit.
No,
it sucks.
I think it
sucks.
holds up.
I think
It doesn't hold up.
I think it holds up. No, I think it holds up, Joe.
To the end.
I think it's pretty amazing what these little marshmallows can do.
Yeah, no,
I do.
Oh my god!
I think it takes on liquid very well.
I think.
No,
I think it does. No, I think it does take on liquid very well.
I think it takes on liquid
No,
very
it
well.
does. It does.
I love the cereal topic because I think cereal is maybe the most highly debated food
100%.
out there. There are there's so many good cereals. It's hard to fuck up a cereal. There are bad cereals out there, but
let's get back to the Lucky Charms because we didn't really dive into the Lucky Charms.
Yeah.
What is it about so if I put a bowl of Lucky Charms in front of you right now, you tell me you wouldn't want it?
You would.
I'd eat it.
You would. Yeah, you would.
It's got. Look, this is what I'll say. This is what usually what happens, because I'll put the fucking cereal in, milk, whatever, and then you start eating it. And you're like, these are great. You know why they're great? Because the grain things are a little frosted. So I'll give them that.
They do brush them. They do brush them.
They brush.
No, they do brush. No,
there
they
is
do.
a brush.
No, they
there
brush
is
them a little bit. No. Yeah, no, they brush. It's brushed.
And the marshmallows, very good. They're amazing, Ethan. Right? I'm eating the little rainbow ones. Oh God, I don't know. I don't know what's in it.
See. That's not my favorite one. My favorite one is the green one. I like the green one.
Oh, I like the green one
because
too.
it's got a big surface area.
It's like a shamrock. Or whatever.
And you could put when you chew on the green one, you really get all of it. You know what I mean? That you could chew on the rainbow because it doesn't have a big surface area. No, I'm serious. This is real shit I'm talking. No, you can.
Yeah. No, I understand what you're saying totally. But then after that, right? Naturally, when you're looking down at this thing, you're going I need some fucking marshmallows in my life.
You finish the marshmallow. Yeah.
It's maybe, and I don't know how everyone else eats cereal, but maybe 4 spoons, the things are gone. Or even worse. Even worse, you grow up in a house with a piece of shit brother like mine who's in there with the fucking Picking them out.
Now that's
And
a take.
now you know what they did.
Now that takes all the luck out of the Lucky Charms. You are deliberately stealing here from the experience.
And you know what? When you're eating the Lucky Charms, you got to be very cognizant of not having too much marshmallows.
You do have to think. It is a strategy.
You got to maintain the ratio. You got to maintain the ratio throughout the bowl.
It's such a great point. You know, honestly, Bob, I'm not going to say you're changing my mind, Joe, but there is a lot more that goes into eating a bowl of Lucky Charms because you really do, because everyone's going to go for the marshmallow every single time. You know what I mean?
Name another cereal that you have to eat strategically. A lot of the other ones, you just like, boom. I could not even look and eat this shit and have a good time.
No, he's right. No, he's right.
At the same time.
But also in the beginning, if you have a bad spoon, and you just miss, and you just get straight up. You're like, what did I just do?
Yeah.
I like that. I like that.
I've made a mistake.
When you get no marshmallow, it's like,
Yeah.
And then what do? You run out of marshmallows, and then by the time you run out of marshmallows, all the graining shit is already wet. All the frosting is off of them. And now I'm supposed to eat this wet cardboard piece of shit.
No, he's right. No, he's right. And oftentimes too, with the Lucky Charms, if you run out of charms, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna reach my hand right into that box, and I'm gonna pour myself a couple more charms.
Yeah, and and by the way, a lot of times when we're having cereal, it's in the morning. You're not up for that. You're not up for that type of strategy. And then once you got to go back to the box, you're already done.
You're already done.
You're already done. It's like when you send the meal back at dinner. If you ever send it back, by the time it's done.
I don't even want it anymore. I don't even want it anymore. Yeah.
Another thing to consider here is we got milk, we got the actual cereal, but then there is also the dust. So when you finish that bag, there's a bunch of dust at the bottom. If you get the dust from Cinnamon Toast Crunch, you can change the world with that. The dust from Lucky Charms.
No dust. Terrible.
They didn't think about the dust.
No, it's terrible.
It's an afterthought.
You know what it's like? It's like the Holy Communion at church. You know what
the host.
It's like the host.
Dear God.
That's what the dust really tastes like at the bottom.
Yeah, I mean, host, the body of Christ.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
The dust in the Lucky Charms. The reason the dust is bad too. It also it transfers in the bowl because Lucky Charms milk is not great milk.
It's not great milk. It's not great milk.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch milk is great milk. So that all has to do with the dust.
They actually bottle that milk and sell it now. Did you know that?
They do. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
That's so.
I saw it on Shark Tank. I think.
Are you serious?
So
smart. Yeah.
That is absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
Now, another thing, just to touch one more time on the Lucky Charms, they have done the thing where it's just the marshmallows. I can't get behind
I was going to bring that up too. I think that's ridiculous. Yeah, I think that's ridiculous.
We're the fattest country in the world.
Yeah, no,
now, where are we sprinting to? We're just there's going to be no one left. Everyone's just going to die if we keep doing this.
Yeah, no, I don't like that play at all because it takes away from the beauty of Lucky Charms. I don't think Lucky Charms is a first in the morning kind of cereal because you're right. It's too much to think about. It really is. And I don't know about you guys, but when I pour like Cinnamon Toast Crunch, I'm always going to guarantee a second bowl. Captain Crunch, I'm guaranteeing 3 or 4. Lucky Charms, I ain't guaranteeing more than 1 bowl. I can't do more than 1 bowl. To be honest, you know what, Joe, you did something special here today. You did. I came in.
Thank God.
And I was very turned off by the fact that you thought that Lucky Charms was overrated. I was like, fuck, we bought this guy on. He's going to give us a dog shit take. And then you started to go into why you felt that way. And I got to be honest, I think you changed my mind here.
There's been multiple times on the Pantry Boys where somebody pleads a good case.
Yes,
and they can win over the jury just by really pleading. And then you talk about it, and then you digest it a little bit.
To be honest, I fucking hate Lucky Charms. I don't like them anymore. No, I'm done.
I think what Joe Santagato just did was plead a very good case here on the Lucky Charms.
It's a hard thing to be a part of if you want to be on this side. I realize that. It's a fight. Someone's got to fucking fight it, though, because a lot of people are just like, listen, Lucky Charms, I get it. when there was like 7 cereals and you're just like, like when the NHL had fucking 8 teams or whatever, it's like, yeah, you won the Stanley Cup, but who'd you play against? Now we got Apple Jacks. We got all kinds of shit. You're just sliding. You're sliding. I'm sorry.
You know what Lucky Charms is like? Lucky Charms is like that kid in Little League who hit 17 home runs on the 202-foot fence. And then when they got to high school, he couldn't hit out of the infield.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When he got to the varsity level, he was sitting on the bench. You know what I'm saying?
Those are pop flies, actually.
Yeah,
when
they're
you
pop
grow
flies.
up.
Yeah,
when you grow up.
Yeah, when you grow up, those are actually outs. And I think that Lucky Charms is a Little League cereal, and it doesn't make for a varsity cereal. I think a varsity. Look, let's talk about this. What makes? I think it's durability. I think with the milk, when you pour the milk in, I think that if a cereal can withstand the milk for at least the first half, then you got something there. Unless you're Fruity Pebbles and you come out with the texture, because the texture. That's why I eat the Fruity Pebbles, because of the texture. I like
the texture. Also, Rice Chex, that's a good texture there.
You know what else is? You know what else is a really good texture cereal? Is Frosted Flakes.
Yeah, and I honestly, I don't mind when Frosted Flakes get a little soggy. I actually like that.
Well, Bob was saying that the other day.
I find them to. I think I see Meat sees them as a first half cereal. I almost see them as a second half cereal, because I think when they soak down, that's when they get into enough.
And they're like sponges because they retain that, and they have a top 2 milk. It's like them and Cinnamon Toast Crunch. So it's like they soak it up, and you're like, ooh.
Yeah, it's a great milk. The thing about the Frosted Flake is, follow me here. When you put it in, it's like it's very thin, and you know those things you get at the carnival, the little tiny dinosaur sponges, and then you put them in, and then they grow to be 6 feet. Yeah, that's a Frosted Flake.
Yeah,
that's a Frosted Flake. When the milk gets in there, like a Fruity Pebble is too small. It's done. You know what I mean? It's getting overpowered. But the Frosted Flake has some girth to it. So when it's really you're getting more of that milk in that bite, and you almost like the texture of the mushiness of the Frosted Flake. I think it's a great take, Joe.
It's Frosted Flakes are good, man. That actually might be like one of the more underrated, even though it's like everyone kind of respects Frosted Flakes. Like no one's like, yo, those are trash because you'll get beat up.
Right, but
like people, I still don't think it gets its credit as being as good as it is.
I agree.
I think it's because it's been around for so long that we've become so used to it. But you're right, Joe. People know not to come for Frosted Flakes. They may not have it in their top 5, but nobody's going to come at you for Frosted Flakes. Yeah. Nobody.
Yeah. If you were like, oh, what's your favorite cereal? And they were like, oh, Frosted Flakes or whatever. You wouldn't be like, what? You'd be like, I understand that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Frosted Flakes,
I understand.
100%. Like Frosted Flakes is like that guy in your high school when you like would walk by and like, let's say like you're hanging out, you bring your cousins over, don't go to your high school. Maybe this is just me, but then like you pass that guy and everyone looks at him like, yeah, don't fuck with that guy. You know what I mean? Like that's like the Frost. Everyone respects him. They know what they got going on. No one fucks with the Frosted Flakes.
You don't gotta hang out with them, but you're not gonna say bad things about them.
100%. 100%.
No, I tell you, man, Meats told you he'd speak the language.
Yeah, no, he did. He did.
Language. And something that does happen, and we've talked about it, is some people come on hot take and then we'll plead a very good case. I thought you pleaded a very good case here.
I thought you did.
I do what I can.
This is why we do it. This
is why we do it week in, week out. Joe Santagato, ladies and gentlemen. Joe, we appreciate you, brother.
Thanks.
No problem, man. Joe. Thanks for letting me use your platform to talk about real issues.
No, get it out. I think
we're here for you, brother.
Yeah,
appreciate it, guys.
See you, buddy.
See you.
You know, first off, phenomenal stuff out of Santagato. But I'll tell you this, Meats. To me, you can't go wrong talking about cereal, and it's one of those things where you're never going to please everybody.
No.
In the cereal, because there are so many different categories, so many different options that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. But the thing about that I enjoyed the most about having him on is that I was so against what he was saying before.
Yeah.
And he just pled an absolutely fantastic case to the jury, and I had no other option but to take his side. I mean, Lucky Charm, it's an overrated cereal. It really is.
You know what? The Pantry Boys, it's nothing like politics, to where in politics, no matter what you say, you're never going to find a common denominator.
Yes.
But when it comes to the Pantry Boys, if you come out and you present a good case out of the gate,
yes,
you could really win some people over.
You could win the Pantry Boys over. Listen,
And
we got no hierarchy here at the Pantry Boys. We got no ego, okay? Listen, we take pride in the things we say, but we're also very open to having our minds change. And it's happened before, and it happened before with Joe Santagato. And you got to give the kid credit for coming in and changing my opinion.
Plus, by the way, with that last name, I mean, you talk about he better be a performer.
I mean, Joe Santagato, and now presenting Joe Santagato. Oh, it's a good one.
It's real good. It's real good. Santagato.
You know what it is about Santagato, though, the last name, is when you look at it on, like, writing, you don't know what the fuck it like, how to pronounce it. You know what I mean? Like, I had to hear someone else say it to understand how to pronounce it. Maybe that's just my own doing. I'm not really good at reading books, but when I saw his name, like, it in my head, it was like Joe Santagato something, and I didn't know how to pronounce it.
Yeah,
but
once you catch a cadence for it, you want to just keep saying as much as possible.
And once he comes in talking about Lucky Charms and the way he changed my opinion, you'll remember his name for a long time.
Okay, Meats. Now this is what it's all about here, though. Okay, we enjoy the guests. We like the guests. We like having them.
They're great,
but this is when we really get cooking here. Okay, we're going take for take. We're going take for take. We're going to start out. Nicky Meats coming hot out of the gate. Me with the response, and then we head on over to voicemails. Hit us with something good, Nicky Meats. Make me sweat a little bit.
What did I text you before we started recording?
You said you got something real special for me that I'm fucked.
Yes, I said you're fucked. I said it's game over. I also said when we got on, I said, what I'm going to tell you, this is what's going to happen to your brain. Just like that. I'm going to say what I got to say, and your brain's like, you're going to have no idea.
I like having to defer to you so I can think.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And this one actually might be a little bit harder for you because you got 8 years on me. I want to take you back to your childhood. Okay.
Sure. Love going there. Love going there.
Look at his smile. I want you. I'm just going to come right out and say it. If you can bring back one food or drink from your childhood that you haven't had in God knows how long, and have it on a consistent basis, what would it be? I have my answer.
That's unbelievable. I mean, you talk about something that is now, before I answer here, is it something that you could still find?
Oh, 1,000%. Yes,
it is.
You could still find it, but you haven't thought about it in so long to get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and granted, I hope for one answer, but if you have a couple that you're not sure, we could talk about it and we could find the one. But I want to know, food or drink, what would you bring back from your childhood?
Yeah.
Do you want the Jet to give us the intro, maybe 15 seconds, so you could think about it?
Yeah, Jet, play the music.
Play the intro. Play the intro, Jet. Play the music.
Intro. Wow, that is. All right, Jet.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna go with. So first off, great question. Love being taken back to the childhood.
There's nothing better.
I'm gonna go with something that you could still find, but you really gotta look. It's not as mainstream the way that it used to be. If it was in the pantry, do you think so?
Okay, I have a couple in my head that I think it's definitely a food.
Yes.
It's not a drink.
1,000%.
I'm gonna forewarn you, mine's a drink.
I was gonna say I might be doing a little bit of a disservice going with.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna do a drink.
You're gonna do a drink.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, something that I think you could find for sure, but you would really have to look. If it was in the pantry, it hit every single time. I look back on it, I think about it, childhood written all over it. I would go with the Dunkaroos. There's different flavors that they did, the different dip. There's like that confetti in the dip. You know how it's got like that? Isn't that just so beautiful?
Dunkaroos.
The Dunkaroos to me
Dunkaroos.
were one of the most special snacks out there. Until this day, you give somebody a thing of Dunkaroos if you can find them, and they will appreciate the hell out of it.
Because you never got the Dunkaroos on a consistent basis. Mom and Dad didn't give you the Dunkaroo.
You're so right. It was
on a consistent basis. So when I would open up my lunchbox in school and I would see that light blue little you know what I mean? That light
now
blue.
the Dunkaroo, it was like a dog, no?
I thought it was an elephant.
Jack, can we get it? Can we get it?
Fact check?
Because we're way up. I'm gonna look it up right now.
Yeah, me too. I think it was an elephant.
Was it an elephant on the Dunkaroos?
I think it's an elephant. Yeah, I think Dunkaroo.
See, now I can't see it. Holy shit, look at this. I'm seeing Dunkaroos cereal, Nicky Meats.
Are you really? Oh my God.
That is not an elephant. That is confirmed. That ain't an elephant. I'm gonna tell you right now, Meats.
Folks,
I don't know.
That's not an elephant, folks. That's
I don't know what your parents were feeding you.
I don't know. I don't know what made me think it was an elephant. It's clearly not an elephant. It's a dog with a backwards hat.
Isn't that amazing though? They got Dunkaroos cereal now.
But I think that's overdoing it. I think that's like doing a bad sequel to a movie, don't you think?
But you know what? If that hits,
it's a grand slam. If it hits, it's a grand slam. The Dunkaroo. The thing about the Dunkaroo is, like, even now, if I were to go and try and have a Dunkaroo, I would still get that excitement that I used to get when I was a kid. It's the same exact. Even looking up the picture, I tasted the Dunkaroo. It's the logo. It's the way.
Everything. It's kind of like it's a little bit of a rush.
It is. It's a little bit of. I'm looking at the logo right now.
And
Dunkaroos, it's a classic.
But what's amazing to me though, Meats, is like not even with the Dunkaroos, even the other things that we could bring up to the table. It's like clearly they're still being made, but nobody knows how many of them they're making. It's like a limited
in the supermarket.
Is it in the supermarket?
Do they even have it now? Now my thing with the Dunkaroos is the way I would eat them. Is I would get so excited because the thing about the Dunkaroos, my favorite part of the Dunkaroos was the frosting. It wasn't.
Of course.
It's not.
Sorry. What the? You look like you just had a Dunkaroo pop out of your throat there. The hell just happened, Meats?
I thought I had a burp coming, and I don't know what happened. But the thing about the Dunkaroos was the frosting. Now the frosting. It was almost like that good icing on you get on like a cupcake or something like that. Listen, oftentimes you go to like these cupcake places and these cake places and they put icing on it and it's got that like cream cheese flavor, like they throw cream cheese in it. To me, I think that's bullshit. I like that frosting, icing texture and flavor.
You know
what? That's exactly what you got with the Dunkaroo.
And you know what it does too? I like a snack where you really had to have a strategy in the sense of the ratio that you were doing cookie to frosting.
Yes.
The frosting had to withstand throughout the package.
All the cookies.
Of all the cookies, because you can't have a cookie without the Dunkaroo.
Without the Dunkaroo. You can't have a cookie without a Dunkaroo. Everyone knows that that's a rule in the book. But the thing that the Dunkaroo people did was they gave you more cookies than icing. So you really have to ration how much icing you're putting on the thing, and you'll learn real fast. Like I made the mistake of putting on too much icing on one of the things. I was done after three things. Screwed.
Yeah, you got it. What I used to do is light icing out of the gate, and then this way I didn't have to worry about it to where I could barrel down.
That's a good move,
you know.
But I'm gonna put you onto a veteran move.
Okay.
With the Dunkaroo. My mom used to get so pissed at me for doing this. What you do is you bring yourself 2 Dunkaroos. Okay. You pack yourself 2 Dunkaroos. Lunchtime comes. It's time to eat the Dunkaroo. And you open both packages. Now, you take the cookies in one package and you throw them right in the garbage. Okay? And now you have a 1 Dunkaroo package of cookies. And now you have 2 Dunkaroo frostings.
Yeah,
so so now you could lather on the frosting with just 1 pack, and you'll never run out of frosting.
You have no worries. You could take it the biggest dip you could possibly, which is reassuring.
Yeah, you could take the biggest dip you could possibly take with the Dunkaroo and have zero worries that you're going to run out of frosting because you got one single package
to be
with
honest
no
with you,
cookies.
when you have the one package, it gives me kind of anxiety.
Yes,
Making
yes,
sure.
yes.
But Nicky, and again, I feel there's sometimes we say an answer and then we have to say, I feel very good about that
Very
answer.
good. We, from top to bottom, just demolished the Dunkaroo.
Yeah.
I mean, we got everything out of the Dunkaroo.
Everything you could talk about the Dunkaroo was talked about just now. And a great question.
Yes.
Nicky Meats, we throw that great question back to you. Give me some nostalgia.
Okay. Before we before we go into my take, I just think we have to pay the respects to the honorable mentions. Gushers, okay?
Yep, Gushers could have made the cut for sure.
Scooby-Doo fruit snacks, I think.
Fruit roll-up, I think, is up there. Still can find that, though. Still a little more mainstream.
Fruit roll-up. Okay, but what fruit roll-up are you talking about? Are you talking about the
Great
one?
question.
Are you talking about fruit? Are you talking about Fruit by the Foot? Because the commercials for the Fruit by the Foot were fucking unbelievable.
See,
Fruit by the Foot. You remember them?
You know what? I'll tell you. I'll tell you this. That's a question that doesn't get brought up as of what was the GOAT. I'll tell you this right now.
Go ahead. Tell me what I'm going to tell you.
Now I know you got. So the fruit roll up is the long
where you is where you what? Hold on. What you got going on over there in your left arm?
What are you talking about?
Fuck is that? Do me a favor. Do the YMCA real quick. Why?
Oh, that's terrible. Oh man, that is so bad, dude. It's like I'm working up a sweat talking about Dunkaroo. That is just.
I mean, what'd you do? Just play some pickup at the fucking wreck and throw on a shirt?
No, I was talking about
Dunkaroos.
I told you, it gives me anxiety. For those of you on audio right now, I got a pit stain that you wouldn't believe.
I mean, you could go fishing in that thing.
It is the most perfectly formed pit stain. It is so circular. I mean, there is not. You have a little branch out here, but that's a circular.
You have a little bit. Do me a favor. Put your finger on. See, that one's all over the place. That one looks like the island of Hawaii. This one, we got a very nice circle. We got a little bit on the right side, up in the top right, Bob. If you could just put your finger up in the top right, where it goes off on a little bit of a
here.
Yeah. Over on the other side. Over on the other side. You see how we got a little streak going? No. A top left, maybe, if that makes sense.
Yep.
You got it. You have no idea, but it's all right. We got a pit stain. Yeah,
I told you I get anxiety talking about the frosting compared to the cookie. Yeah. But back to the fruit by the roll.
Back to the fruit. Yeah.
So the fruit roll up. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the fruit. Okay, the fruit roll up was the long where you roll it out.
So you would do it, and what you do is the technique is you put your both your fingers on the side. And you just do it like this, and you know what I'm saying?
You're good with the sound effects.
I'm pretty good
with
the sound. Yeah.
And then the fruit by the foot is the smaller square type.
No, oh wait, maybe we got it wrong.
Then we do have it wrong.
Because why would this is the fruit by the foot?
But the other one kind of does that too. The longer that rolls down, that's kind of like
that's the fruit by the foot.
Okay. Yes. I'm with you.
And this is the fruit roll up because you could roll. It comes in.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
So what I was going to say to you is I actually think the fruit roll up is better than the fruit by the foot.
So there.
Now you're not going to get as much distance that you do.
Boy, you're going to get a texture that's.
Oh, you're going to get texture. And when it hits, you're going to have all types of. And Jed, if we could I would love to see. If you put the two fruit by the foot, fruit roll up side by side, I'd be so curious to see what the results are.
Oh my God, that's brilliant. We're gonna put that on the Instagram.
So curious to see it.
And the thing about that fruit roll up is, like the way I would used to eat the fruit roll up, I would undo it, and then I would take my fingernails and I would like because it's hard because you can't see the thing about the fruit roll up is that it's very delicate. Like you can't just unroll it like this because then it's going to get like all fucked up. Yep. So you have to use like I used to use my fingernails and do it like this and kind of like easily unwrap that thing.
And it gets a little like wrinkled.
It gets a little wrinkled and you don't want that. And you don't want that. You want to get it nice and flat. And then what I would do like a psychopath, I would take it, open my mouth, and just throw it right in, and just like eat it, and then watch the folds come
You
in
would
as
do
I,
the
as I eat.
full. You would
I would
do
do
the full.
I would do this. Yeah,
Yeah,
I would do this. Yes.
I'm throwing in the whole heater.
I'm throwing. You have to throw in the whole thing.
Give me the whole thing. Let the
if
boy
you
ride.
If you rip off a piece of that, I think you're a jerk off. To be honest,
Yeah.
like I don't think you got to rip off.
Not
the
many
foot by
do.
the foot.
Not many
And
do.
Another honorable mention that you're just gonna be like, oh, grips. Remember grips?
No,
You don't remember grips?
no. If anything, I should be the one telling you what to remember, because you would think I was around for the grips.
Well, scientifically speaking, you were around.
Scientifically speaking, yes. So I should be telling you about grips. No idea what grips is. Show me a picture, would you?
I'm gonna get you a picture.
Was it like a cookie type
It was-
deal?
no, it was a Cheez-It snack. It was a Cheez-It snack.
Better than Cheez-Its?
Remember these things?
No, I swear to you, I don't.
Oh, Bob, you might catch some heat for that.
So it was a form of a Cheez-It, no?
You don't remember this?
No, Meats, I swear to you, I have never seen that in my day. I have never seen that in my day.
Can you do me a favor and
Sure.
apologize to the people so we don't lose audience?
If there are people out there that are going to be upset that I don't know the grips, I do apologize, but I'm being blunt. I have not heard of the grips.
Okay, so we'll just leave that. We'll just leave that where it is, and we'll let the people decide how they're gonna handle that one. I'm gonna do a drink, okay? And
Give me the liquid.
yeah,
Give me the liquid.
I'm sorry. How do you not know what the fuck grips are? How do you not know?
I swear to you, I don't know.
They're like these little things. Anyways, my take is gonna be in the form of a liquid, and they're still very, very prominent in the snack world, okay? And they were an all-time classic at birthday parties. They were an all-time classic at recess for me. I'm gonna bring back the Capri Sun. Okay.
Okay.
What? You're looking at me like you don't agree.
I don't. No. I don't hate it. I definitely don't hate it. I didn't see it coming.
You didn't see it coming because you could still very much get Capri Sun at the
That's what it is
supermarket.
for me. Yes, that's what it is.
It's not like, oh, they don't make them anymore. I wish they can make them. Do they still make them? It's never a question. You know that we do Capri Suns. They have Capri Suns.
That's exactly why you got the reaction that they got. Because I was thinking, I was like, I still could.
Yes.
Unbelievable drink. There's no doubt. It's just not as you don't see as many people do it.
And that's my beef. Is I think that they are a legendary drink. I think they're unbelievable. I think when even like we would go play pickup basketball, right? And like we would bring Capri Suns in this cooler, and just like even just getting tossed one, it's like a beanbag, it's a little crumpled.
Yeah.
and like your buddy's like, hey, you want a Capri Sun? I'm like, yeah, sure. And like they just like do one of these.
It's like you're playing cornhole.
And you catch it. It's like you're playing cornhole with the Capri Sun. God forbid though, you got a bad one, you got a bad batch. And one of two things that happen. One, you can't poke the hole through it, or you're a jerk off and poke it through the other side, and now you go suck the drink and you have no idea that there's nothing coming out.
And by the way, it's never enough juice. I mean, you could just put those down. So you can't you couldn't have a meal with the Capri Sun.
No, you can't. And sometimes you wouldn't even get a straw. And that'd be fucked.
Yeah. And then you just get like the gluish stuff on the back or on the front.
Yeah.
You would get that on.
Yeah. You would get the gluish stuff and it would just be this whole mess. But you're so right. You can never have just one. It's never enough juice.
No.
And the thing with me was, and I don't know how you used to drink them, I would drink it and I just squeeze the whole thing and then
savage.
And then I would do like one of these.
Savage.
Like I'm cracking pepper at the Olive Garden over a Caesar salad.
And it's just, I mean, that full drink, you're looking at top 10 seconds. Like you're just putting that thing down. It's like it was the children's version of shotgun and a beer.
Exactly right. Who could drink the Capri Sun faster? And then and then you just curl it up in a ball and that's it. And for me, it was always like sometimes you had like the moms that really gave a shit about the Capri Sun, and they wouldn't just get the fruit punch, because the fruit punch I think is the worst flavor. No, it's not the fruit punch. It's the strawberry kiwi. The strawberry kiwi is the worst flavor that they got. And I think that Capri Sun knows that. So they would just like overcompensate when you got a variety pack. You know what I mean?
I'll tell you what, if you could, even hearing the flavors and just thinking of the Capri Sun in general,
Yeah.
why now I get the whole juice box thing. That's what makes the Capri Sun the Capri Sun.
Yeah.
But could you imagine like mixing a cocktail with the Capri Sun to where if they sold them like by the gallon, I think it would reignite the Capri Sun marketing. You know what I mean? And
I mean,
just
phenomenal.
test that out. You know, test that out. Because right now we're not getting a Capri Sun and squeezing out the juice box. Give us that gallon.
Or you take a Capri Sun and you throw a shot of Tito's in the thing.
That's what I'm saying.
And it's like, or you do a Capri Sun transfusion. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, there's so much.
And you just and oh my God, it's like Shark Tank. And sorry, I'm getting excited. When I don't know how to speak when I get excited. I'm gonna take a breath. I'm gonna calm down. You pack them up in the cooler. They fit so nicely in the cooler because they're juice pouches. You throw them in the cooler. You go out. You play 18, and you just.
Do you know
every hole? That's a genius idea.
You know how bananas it would go. Now I don't know if vodka would be the right thing to pair it. Maybe tequila. I don't know what would be best with it. However, could you imagine like Tito's vodka meets and Capri Sun collabing for a spike drink?
Yeah, I think it would. I think that the sales, I think they beat White Claw. I think they beat White Claw.
It would be massive.
It would be massive.
But then you got to wonder, does Capri Sun do they even want to get back?
No, they don't.
Game?
They don't. That's why I think you can't rely on Capri Sun because I don't think that they would be for the idea. But I think if you had like a transfusion drink, I mean, we're giving this away for free right now. I mean, someone's gonna get it. Someone's probably got a notepad out right now.
Someone's gonna get it,
jotting this shit down.
And you know what? It's like you said too. When you think Capri Sun, and it's the last thing that I'll say on it is when you think Capri Sun, what you do say is right. Legendary, iconic, childhood, legend status. Nicky Meats. It's now my time to come firing your way. Okay. And
I can't wait.
It's gonna be a long one. You gotta really think it out.
I can't wait.
You know fast food, Nicky Meats, no?
Yeah, born on fast food.
Fast food.
When I was in middle school, it was like 3 times a week.
I love also like debating it because it's kind of like the cereal in a way to where there's so many different takes and items and there's a lot to debate with it. That's what I'm gonna fire your way. Here's what I want from you, Nicky Meats. Let's talk French fries for a second. Okay. I want in order 1 to 5, 1 being the best. I want the French fry countdown. And when I think of this French fry countdown, I think of the Pantry Boys IG, line them down the row, Meats and Bob, favorite fries, top 5 fast foods. And by the way, I'm putting all on the table because this is always the debate. Because it's 5, I got no issue with you counting the Shake Shacks of the world.
You know how much I love you. Do you know how much I love you?
Was that your question?
Do you know how much I love you?
And it would have been the right. It would have been the right question.
It was literally the first thing I was gonna say is, can I use Five Guys Shake Shack? Can I use any
that? And that's always the question with the fast food.
But because for me, those places are they're little grab and go joints. Like that's how I describe them. Hey, Shake Shack. What's Shake Shack? Just a little grab and go place. It's not fast food. Hey, just a little grab and go. That's how you say it.
And that's the debate is, can you, when you think of Mount Rushmore fast food, can you throw that in there? For this question, I'm saying absolutely yes. You can throw those of the world in there.
God, I love you. I can't believe you.
I love you too, Meats, and I love the Pantry Boys.
You were just right there.
Yeah, we're slinging.
I mean, okay. I don't think you're going to like my answer. I really don't. I don't think you are. And I know you're not. I don't think you're going to like. I
love it even more.
I know you're not going to like my answer.
Love it. Oh, it's so good.
You're not going to like it.
We could have a hot take alert.
Oh, no, it'd be a cold take. Fuck.
Now, and if you need me to jump in
No.
and take time, let me know. But it sounds like you got your top 5 here.
I got images of French fries like
Yeah.
in
Take
slow
it all
motion
in.
going all the way across my brain right now.
Take it all in.
I got it.
But that was quick. It's a credit to you.
Yeah,
Let's hear it.
You're not gonna like. Okay. Do you want me to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1?
No, I like 1 to 5,
Yeah, me
top
too.
to bottom. It's
Me
easier
too.
for you. You know what I mean? It's like doing the alphabet straight ahead rather than doing it behind. You got to think more behind. You already got a lot on your plate right now. Show's so ridiculous.
It is just out of control. And I don't think we can I'm just gonna go out and say it. Okay. Number 1, I think McDoinks. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Number 1, it has to be. I just think I think that McDonald's has really perfected the fast food fry. And I feel like I've eaten so much and I know the taste so well that if someone were to blindfold me, I would know right off the bat what a McDonald's fry is. And I just think it would be a disservice to the Golden Arches if I didn't put it at number 1 because I love them. 2, I'm going. See, it's tough. Like, are we talking just French fry? No,
Just
dips?
French fry. Just French fry.
Like, we're not putting it in any sauce.
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
Overall,
Okay.
yeah, you could put it in sauce.
Okay.
I know why you're asking that.
Because number 2 is going to be the Chick-fil-A
Chick-fil-A,
waffle fry.
Chick-fil-A French fry.
Number 2 is going to be the Chick-fil-A waffle fry with the Chick-fil-A sauce, maybe
Yep.
a little bit of honey mustard, maybe a little barbecue. I think that goes without saying. I think that it's almost on the cusp of the number 1 spot, but I don't think that it would be right to the French fry community if I put a waffle fry first. And that's why I did what I did there. Number 3.
This is where it gets interesting.
Exactly. I was just going to say, this is where I think those two are pretty like neck and neck. I think that they're a very popular answer. I really like the Five Guys fries at number 3.
I don't hate that.
I like them. I like them because I like everything about them because you go in and they got the sack of potatoes for show on the right. You know what I'm saying? And right when I walk in and see the sack of potatoes, I say to myself, they're from Idaho. I say, this is going to be a good French fry. They got the fucking potatoes for you to see when you walk in.
Although I will say though, it is more than that though, because In-N-Out does that. In-N-Out does the fresh ones, and they just can't figure out.
And they can't figure it the fuck out.
And they're they the way they look at it is, well, you guys are still coming, which they're right.
We're not going to change.
But everybody knows the fries are lacking there.
Yeah.
That's 3. That's a number 3. That's a great 3 for meats.
Yeah,
So
and I
we've got
just like that they're very greasy. You got the grease on the bag. You can shake them up in the bag. I think that they're a great French fry. Here's where it gets dicey. Okay. I think this show is ridiculous. No one's going to see this one coming. No one is going to see this coming. I got the Popeyes curly fry.
Popeye, whoa.
I mean, KFC, the KFC curly fry.
Whoa. We don't have a curly fry at KFC.
We have a curly fry at Popeyes, no, do we?
We do not have a curly fry.
Yes, you
at
do.
Popeyes.
Yes, you do.
We have a curly fry at Arby's.
No, you have a curly fry at Popeyes.
You have a curly fry at Popeyes.
You 100% have a curly fry at Popeyes.
Come on, you don't have a curly fry at Popeyes. I'm going. I'm
gonna fact check you right now.
There's no curly fry at Popeyes.
Yes, there is, Bob. No, there ain't. Yes, there is. Yes, there is.
No.
Yes, there is. Oh, it's Arby's.
It's Arby's.
Oh, it's Arby's. Yeah, it's Arby's. Yeah, it's Arby's. Yep, it's Arby's. It's Arby's. It's Arby's. I'm sorry. I apologize. I apologize.
Okay. So
it's the Arby's.
Are you going for Arby's?
Yeah, no, I'm not.
Is he rattled? He is rattled. Right.
I don't know what's going on. Yeah.
Okay. 4 and 5.
4 would be the Popeyes regular fry. I think Popeyes makes a great fry.
Okay.
You know what it was? It was that I was thinking about the curly fries, putting them in the number 5 spot, but the image of Popeyes was in my
rattled.
head, and it just fucked me sideways because I like my brain knew where I wanted to go, but my mouth just didn't execute. I got the Popeyes fry at number 4. I think the Popeyes fry
Sure.
is incredibly seasoned. Okay, whenever I get a good seasoned French fry, I always admit, maybe it's just me. It probably is. I just imagine the chef. I'm talking like it's like not a 16-year-old who just got off of fucking high school.
Yeah.
He's going right to the Popeyes. It's not a chef, okay? But I always imagine the person cooking the fries that they just like take the seasoning.
Yeah, with the yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, oh wait, before you serve them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like a whip with the thing. It just
yeah. Hold on. Let me see those real quick. Yeah, get a little bit. Send them out. So I got the Popeyes. I think they're incredibly seasoned. I
Sure.
think they're incredibly cooked too, and the length of them is very good too.
No issue.
It's a much longer French fry.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Longer French
Cajun
fry.
seasoning, maybe like Old Bay or something on there. Cajun
Yeah.
seasoning though.
Yeah.
And now the
and
5 slot.
I was gonna do a curly fry for number 5, but I'm not gonna do that.
I think you're rattled from the curly fry.
I am. I'm very afraid of a curly fry, and because I had an image of a curly fry in my head, and I just didn't know where it was coming from. Like I didn't know the destination.
Yep.
I like the Shake Shack fry at number 5.
Okay. Crinkle
I like-
cut. Crinkle
yeah,
cut.
Yeah, you know what it is about the crinkle cut is like sometimes you'll get a really crispy one, and you know what I'm talking about, and like it'll get nice and crispy on the edges, but it'll stay soft in the middle,
Right on the inside.
right
Yeah,
on the
I do.
inside.
I do. I
Right in
absolutely.
here.
Oh,
here is crispy.
there's
right
something
here,
too,
soft.
with the crinkle cut. It's like they're giving you a grip. It's like latch on to me. Let's go dancing.
It's like here, take my hand out to the dance floor at a wedding. You know what it's like? The crinkle cut fry is like that aunt at the wedding that loves to dance. She'll dance with anybody, and it's a little awkward right when the music starts playing, and you don't want to be the first one on the dance floor, but she goes out there and she grabs your hand. That's what the curly fry, the crinkle cut
Latch
fry does.
right onto that.
Latch
thing.
right onto that thing, and you're not letting go.
It's a great
for
fry.
quite some time.
It's great.
It's a great
And
fry.
by the way, they really let the fry do the work because
They do.
it's not overly seasoned. There's not a ton of salt.
No, and
You know what I mean?
Like I'm just going ketchup with those. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
it's all you need. I
That's
mean,
all you
people. Yeah, it's really all you need. I've seen people. You could even do. It's that good of a fry. You could do it straight up.
I agree.
You
I
could do.
agree. And
I would do the
that's a
ketchup.
That's a very good point for a French fry. It really earns a lot of respect. If you're able to do
It
that.
does. It does.
You know what I mean?
Stand alone.
No, yeah.
All right, Meats.
What do you think of the list, Bob? What do you think?
You're gonna see a lot what I think of this list with coming up because right out of the gate, okay, number 1, I'm going right with you, McDonald's. You called them McDoinks, which I got a kick out of.
Yeah,
I couldn't stop laughing at that. I thought that was a riot.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It is such a good French fry, and like you said, they've been doing it for so long.
I'm so relieved that you agree with me.
Yeah, it's the staple. It's like McDonald's salt too is different than anybody else's salt.
It is, and they come. Have you noticed the packets that they come in with? Like they got like 2 bars. It's like there's 2 bars. You know what I'm talking about? It's a little packet like this. It looks like a fucking razor blade,
and
there's
you
2
open
bars.
it, and it just
yeah, and it just, you know what I mean? It's like a buckshot.
Fires. Yeah,
you rip it off, and there's salt flying everywhere.
It's like a double barrel shotgun.
That's what I said. Yeah, it's like.
Yeah, it just fires right.
Yeah.
I just think the way they do it, I think they do salt better than anybody.
They do.
Load them on. You can. I got McDonald's fry at 1. Number 2, I'm right with you, Nicky Meats. Chick-fil-A sauce.
This is why we do it.
Chick-fil-A waffle fries. I just think of perfectly scooping that waffle fry down there.
It's great when you get one of them where
I mean it's
you know exactly the fry I'm talking about.
Oh,
it's a little bit like this. You know what it looks exactly like the things at the beach that aren't a shovel. They're just like kind of like a scooper. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Too, it holds it so well too.
It's like a beautiful bed for the sauce.
I love it. I love
love
it. I got the Chick-fil-A fry at 2. Number 3, hot meats. I'm right with you.
Oh yes.
Beat for beat.
Oh,
Beat for
yes.
beat. And the beauty of the Five Guys fry is I'm taking Five Guys at 3. They're never ending. They're always in the bag.
You'll finish the bag, and then a couple hours later, the bag will still be there. There's another 4 or 5 fries.
Yeah.
You never knew we were in there.
It's like they ship them in from the bottom of the bag.
Yeah, when you go to Five Guys, they sneak someone into your car when you're not looking, and when you put the bag in the passenger seat, some asshole's coming around and sprinkling a couple more fries.
Well, I'll tell you too.
Sweat stain has multiplied 3 times when we were talking about the French fry. I mean, look at that thing.
I'll tell you the sweat. I'll tell you what. The sweat stain looks like the bottom of a Five Guys bag because I love to see the bottom of the Five Guys bag. And it is getting bigger and bigger as the show goes on.
It looks just like the Five Guys.
It looks just like the bottom of a Five Guys bag.
Yes, it does.
Identical. I love seeing the bottom of the Five Guys bag. I love the grease on there. I got the Five Guys fry at 3. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna give Burger King the nod at 4.
Really? You see,
I love the Burger King fry. I do, and I don't think it gets talked about.
It doesn't. No, it doesn't. But I also think it's a very similar fry to the Popeyes fry. I think it's got a little bit more girth to it, and I think it's a little bit more of a tougher fry.
It's yeah, you're right. It's got girth. It's got the thickness. Doesn't have the seasoning, but I don't want it necessarily to have the seasoning. It stands alone. I love it. I think the Burger King fry for me at 4, and then it's just
what are we doing?
I can't. It's pretty ridiculous, huh? It's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, go ahead.
And then number 5, I absolutely got the Shake Shack fry. I mean, this is by far the list where we have had the closest. There's so many different lists
topic too.
Yeah, I know. And that's there's so many. I was amazed when you went Five Guys at 3. I said, wow, we really have something special here.
Yes,
we really one thing that I will add before we move on to voicemails meets though, is something that I wanted to put on there, but it's not out there enough yet, and it's not consistently there. Have you had this? Is going to throw you off guard. Have you had the Taco Bell nacho fries?
No.
Oh,
they're good.
But Taco Bell makes you keep craving more to where they'll take away these items, and it's rare. So I couldn't even put it. It's so inconsistent. You don't know if you're going to get it or not.
Yeah. I mean, I remember when I was back in my days of like eating fast food multiple times a week. I mean, Taco Bell. I mean, you can really get an obscene amount of food.
Yeah,
Taco Bell.
You're right, and it's
then
a fun menu.
It's a fun menu. You can order a shit ton, and then you can delete that entire order in 2.5 minutes. I can crush 7 Doritos Locos Tacos 2.5 minutes. I'll
tell you, one of my biggest fears is being drunk at a Taco Bell drive-thru and not ordering enough. If you go home when you're really hungry and you misfired the Taco Bell order, and you didn't get enough,
it's done.
That stings.
Yeah, no, it stings.
So you always go over.
A good point. You always overcompensate the Taco Bell menu because you don't 4 tacos, Doritos Loco Tacos sounds like a lot of food. It's gonna be gone.
Goes fast.
Like
life.
It goes fast. Yeah,
it goes.
You ever want to get a good perspective on life? What you got to do is you got to go to Taco Bell.
And you know what, Meats? It's a very fun menu.
It's a very fun menu.
There's a lot of different combinations. Shout out Taco Bell.
Yes.
I wanted to say shout out to Eddie V's, but that's going to be coming in our next episode. I had to throw out that I was thinking about that.
Little hint there to Eddie V. Shout out Eddie V. You don't know who Eddie V is yet, but you will next week.
You will. Yes, that's the way.
And let me tell you, you won't forget it. Okay. You're not going to forget Eddie V next week. Okay?
That's coming next week on the Pantry Boys.
Eddie V's got no idea the amount of free marketing he just got because everybody on the face of the earth who follows us is going to start shouting Eddie V out.
Eddie V. Eddie V's got
is
a big
in
week
for it.
ahead of him.
Eddie V's got a big week ahead of him.
That's next week on the Pantry
Next
Boys.
week on the Pantry Boys.
Pretty unbelievable meets that order, that Mount Rushmore for us.
This was my favorite episode.
The way that it did. Very, very interesting. But now, ladies and gentlemen, we ain't done yet. We're going to head on over. Voicemails for the boys. Let's let it rip. All right, Nicky Meats. Let's get that fan engagement going in right now. Let's hear from the Pantry Boy faithful. Nicky Meats, are we ready for a voicemail?
I'm born ready for a voicemail. I love the voicemail. I think it's a brilliant thing that we did, adding it to the end of the show. I love it.
It's the amount of, I'll even go through the voicemail just for fun.
Yeah,
and to call in for that voicemail, 347-470-3827 if you want to call into the Pantry Boy voicemail. But the things that you could learn just from people's takes, and it's just food people,
it's like you never even think of them.
People. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of things you can learn.
It's a great community that we're really making here, with just everyone's got something to offer. Everyone's got something to say. Yep. And you're right. You could really help some people out just by your experiences, sharing it to the world. And what better way to do it than be on the Pantry Boys voicemail?
Right here on the Pantry Boys.
On the internet that talks about food the way we do.
We love food. We love talking food. You love food. And I'll tell you who else loves food. This is Nicky from Austin, Georgia. Nicky, let it rip.
I love it.
Bob, Nicky, this is Austin from Georgia. Big fan of the show. Not really a question today, but I just wanted to thank you all for putting me on the most fantastic thing on the planet. Growing up in the South, we don't really hear about ketchup on a breakfast sandwich. And often it's not usually on a bagel. We're big biscuit people down here. However, I started on the bacon, egg, and cheese with salt, pepper, ketchup. And I've got to tell you, fellas, I'm never going back. Best thing on the planet. If anybody out there listening hasn't tried it, get on it right now. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
You know, Meats,
I got a little choked up.
If I may, I'm looking over at you, and you could tell. I mean, it hits you deep, because this is, it feels good, because this is why we did it.
I just got chills. It's like, I'm gonna look. I might start crying. Like, I really might. Like,
I mean, to think, if had it not been for the Pantry Boys, Nicky would have gone around Georgia, okay, without ever knowing that you could put ketchup on a breakfast sandwich. Ain't that a beautiful thing, Nicky Meats?
I'm getting very emotional, because
ain't that a beautiful,
but it's so true, because it's such a small thing that not a lot of people think about, but it's the little things in life that really enhance like someone's day. Like that, like Nicky in Austin, Georgia has severely upgraded his morning routine by putting salt, pepper, ketchup on the breakfast in his life. Like, and like the show, like, we come on, we talk about food, but like, that's such a beautiful thing that we actually have the opportunity to have like an input like that, and someone be that grateful and give thanks like we do to the food that we eat. I think we gotta give ourselves a pat on the back.
I gotta ask you though, Beats, because as great as it is to hear that, you know what it also does make me think though, on the other side. Do you think we were maybe a little too hard on Tyler Cameron for the mustard take?
No.
Because now it kind of makes me wonder. I mean, are we not cultured? Should we have listened to Tyler Cameron, or were we out of line? I mean, and for the folks who haven't heard, Tyler Cameron said that he puts mustard on his breakfast
sandwich.
And we roasted him.
You know what, Bob?
Were we out of line, Meats?
I don't know if we were out of line. I think we were just too high on our horses, maybe.
We could have been.
I think we were too high on our horses, because you take a guy like Nicky from Austin, Georgia, okay, who has no ego when it comes to food and has never tried. No ego. The most humble guy when it comes to food, Nicky from Austin, Georgia, that he's never tried salt, pepper, ketchup on a breakfast sandwich. But he said, you know what? Although it sounds peculiar, I'm going to go ahead and try it.
Do it.
And what we did to Tyler Cameron was we thought that our shit don't stink. and that the ketchup is the only way, and mustard's a fucking disgrace. And now it very well may be.
We were the French onion soup of that take. It was arrogant of us, maybe to not. Now there is a chance, and I think a very good chance
that it could be a disgrace.
That it is awful. To me, it just doesn't.
It just doesn't get the job done. It doesn't make sense. But at the same time, we have no fucking idea because we got no idea.
We got to where it makes me what Nicky just did is he made me legitimately so I can say, okay, me and you got to go.
We got to try
Instagram Live, and we got to try the mustard on.
And we got to try the mustard on.
And I'm telling you, Meats, like, and you see it too. You see the voicemails, the different takes that you can see and say, oh shit, let me try this. With my cereal, let me do this when cooking eggs, like. It's just a food community helping out the food community. Is all it is.
I'll get choked up. I don't know why.
It's a special
show.
Voicemail.
It's a special voicemail, but it just goes to show, and it validates what we've been doing ever since the live, ever since we started talking about doing this, ever since we linked up and realized that we both spoke the language. Like, this was all an idea, and what we did was we took that idea and we just went for it. And that right there, what we just did, validated, for me at least, that we're doing something right. So shout out Nicky and Austin, Georgia. You just made my day. I'm sure you made Bob's day. Keep being you. Keep putting salt, pepper, ketchup on your breakfast sandwiches. And you also made us realize that, hey, listen, we got to get off our high horse.
Yeah.
When it comes to breakfast sandwiches. Listen, we're the ones talking about the food. But we can't do what we did to Tyler Cameron anymore. We gotta get in the lab, okay? And we gotta try ourselves some mustard on a breakfast sandwich.
I tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna dismiss the pantry faithful here, and everybody is gonna go out. You're gonna be just like Nicky. You're gonna get a salt, pepper, salt and pepper ketchup on your bacon, egg, and cheese, Taylor ham, egg, and cheese, whatever it is. I would try the mustard today, but I can't do it today.
We can't. I'm not mentally. I'm not ready for it. We got to plan it, and we got to do it, and it'll happen. I promise you, it'll happen. We'll get together on an IG live, and we'll try the mustard on the breakfast sandwich, on the bacon, egg, and cheese, on a jalapeno cheddar bagel, nonetheless. And I mean, Nicky from Austin, Georgia. God bless you, man.
Folks,
Thank you for that voicemail. This is why we do it.
If you want to rock our world just like Nicky did, call on into that voicemail, 347-470-3827. This has been another rendition here of the Pantry Boys. I'm Robbie Berger. That's Nicky Meats. And we'll see you next time on the Pantry.
Love yous.